if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I'd love it if you click that button. For this first DIY, you're going to need one of these Dollar Tree Believe signs. You don't have to have the Believe sign, but a rectangle sign like that. And I just put my paper up to a cute Let's Get Cozy sign online on my computer screen and traced it gently with pencil. And then I have two of those little wooden mittens that you also get from the Dollar Tree. And now I'm going to go ahead and give it a coat of my homemade chalk paint. I love this chalk paint. It's super opaque. One coat performs absolutely beautifully, and it's cheap to make. I have two videos, so lots of choices for you with different ingredients depending on what you want to use. I use probably all of them at some point. I think my favorite is video number 2, the very last ingredient right now. That's probably my favorite. But go ahead and check those videos out. They'll be down below in my description box. It's really fun and cheap to make. So you saw that I colored pencil on, I just scribbled pencil on the back of that so that I could transfer the words, and that worked nicely. And then I'm tracing them, and I'm going to go ahead and fill them in with a permanent marker. And now I'm going to use a little nutmeg brown from Apple Barrel Paint and paint those little mittens. Now the Dollar Tree mittens have a slightly engraved design on one side of them, and you'll see how I handle that in a minute. And because this was a Christmas reversible sign, I did end up painting the Believe white. I just wanted it to pop a little bit more, and I did use the sign during Christmas time, and then I just flipped it over, and now we're using it for winter. So now I'm using the permanent marker again. It's just a Dollar Tree permanent marker this time, and I'm going around the edges to age and distress and make the sign look a little chippy, I guess, and used and old. And that's it. It's a really easy technique. You can use furniture pens, you can use markers. It all works, and it's super easy to do, especially on small signs. It's a perfect technique. So back to the little mittens here. I end up, I thought maybe the paint would cover it. It didn't. It just looked weird. And I end up taking pencil, just tracing the exact same design on the other one. And look, we have a perfect match. Super, super cute. Works out great. And we have two opposite mittens now facing in opposite directions. I'm going to go ahead and glue them in the upper left-hand corner of this sign. So I felt like these were missing just a little something. I don't know why. I just thought they would be cute with a little bit of faux fur painted on. So we're just adding a little bit, we're kind of tapping it there with a sponge to add a little bit of faux fur around the mittens. And then I'm just using my brown paint again to touch up any areas that, look like it's going over too much, just to make it nice and neat. And that's it. I think this came up so cute. For this craft, you're going to need one of the Dollar Tree wooden stars, some little Dollar Tree bells, and some scrap wood. If you don't have the scrap wood, just use some of those towering blocks, some Dollar Tree snowflakes, some Dollar Tree pine, and some Dollar Tree pine cones. Now, for those of you that watched my videos, you've seen this a lot. I take the Dollar Tree pine and trim it down for smaller crafts. It makes it look a little more expensive, and of course it fits the smaller craft a little bit better. And I'm just going to remove one of those snowflakes there. And I'm starting off by using burnt umber, and I'm going to edge this star to make it pop and look a little more rustic and just show it off a little bit more. So this star, I think, is carried all year round in a crafting section. If you can't find it, you can use a Christmas ornament. If you can find a Christmas ornament, just do that. And that's another thing, you guys. I have people come and ask me, are you going to make 3-tier tray decor? And of course I have made some, and I'm going to scoot it in there anytime I can. And this craft can be used for a 3-tier tray as well. So you saw what I did here. I'm just hot gluing the little star on top of the surface of this block here. Now this block was actually a piece of wood I was going to throw away. I tested out a watered down burnt umber paint on there to see if it was going to make a nice stain. And because my home is in the farmhouse theme, any kind of scrap wood like this that's imperfect is perfect for my home decor. I'm just taking the pine there that you can see I frosted it up with some white paint. I just painted white paint on there to make it look nice and flocked. And now I'm using the pit berries, and I'm going to show you how I do this. I cut up right to the very bottom of it so that they're like little stems, and then I'm going to grab them in a group and I twist really hard and twist them all together to make sure they stay together when I glue them down. And go ahead and use some pliers or whatever you need to make sure those wires are twisted together. But that's it. This is a super easy craft. You just take your favorite rustic ornament, decorate it with more rustic decor, and voila, you have a super high-end, beautiful rustic decor piece for Christmas. So you're going to need this mirror from the Dollar Tree. I covered it with a little heart face there because the light was going to blind you from the top. And this Let It Snow little mini sign from the Dollar Tree as well. I'm just giving it one coat of white chalk paint. I thought this just had the feel of a snowflake. It's not really a snowflake, but it just had that wintry feeling to me. It just reminded me of that. So I'm just going around and painting in all the little nooks and crannies. And I wanted to show you guys, when I took these out, 2 of them were broken. So make sure if you buy these packages that the pieces inside aren't broken, because I didn't notice that. I only had one good one. But we make use of those broken ones, which you'll see in a minute. So I'm just using a little hot glue here to glue the word down. And then I'm going to go through those broken pieces and find an extra snowflake, cut that snowflake out and add it on there as well. And it ends up being such a cute, cute winter DIY when it's all done. So it's a nice little happy accident, I guess. But definitely make sure they're not broken when you buy these packages. For this craft, you're going to need a Dollar Tree cookie tray, a gingerbread man, and I'm taking this chalk paint and I'm going to go ahead and give the cookie tray one coat. This is a craft I have been wanting to do since last year. I was so excited because it's kind of a play on baking your gingerbread cookies in a cookie, on a cookie sheet in the oven, but it makes a super, super cute home decor piece. So I'm trying to remove the buttons off of this because unfortunately one of the buttons was crooked, and as you can see it took some of the wood with it. So I tried to fix it here with a little bit of the Dollar Tree spackling, but unfortunately you'll see in a minute it just wasn't cutting it. You still could see all the lumps and bumps. But I go ahead and I fill in the top little hole at the top of this gingerbread man. And then my son, bless his heart, he comes to the rescue with a special tool and he takes everything off of the front so that I can turn the gingerbread man around and do the back side. So I just watered down some of the burnt umber from apple barrel paint, and I did a light stain, and now I'm replacing the wooden pieces on the front of the gingerbread man. I start off by doing everything in pencil first, just to make sure it's nice and even. And then I take white paint and make the eyes and the nose. But I was going to go ahead and make the eyes where they're white with the little black pupils, that kind of look, but it just didn't end up looking that good. So I changed my mind after looking at some photos online of gingerbread men and made the eyes black and the nose black. And then I gave him a cute little red mouth. And I paint the buttons with a Christmas green from apple barrel paint. I decide to go ahead and make his little cuffs white with the white chalk paint, and then I take a white chalk pen and I put those little squiggles that you see on gingerbread men on the head. You'll see it in a minute here. I don't know if they're called squiggles, maybe loops. That might be a better description. Loops. I do these little loops on the top of his head because I thought that looked really cute. And lastly, I take this pink little chalk pen here and make him have little rosy cheeks. Next, I'm going to go ahead and use this Dollar Tree wood like a ruler and draw some faux shiplap lines onto the cookie sheet. Using burnt umber from apple barrel paint, I'm doing a light dry brush to make it have a wood grain look. And lastly, I decide to do some super cute little candy cane red stripes along the border of the cookie tray. Using the Dollar Tree ribbon in the gingham print in red and white, I go ahead and make a little bow for his neck. Now this did come with a wooden bow for those of you that noticed, and of course it got broken there when my son removed it. It couldn't be avoided, but I actually like the cloth bow better, so it all worked out. And I am using Gorilla Glue here to glue this guy down for a permanent hold. I love this craft. I think this is a great play on baking gingerbread in the oven, and it just makes a super cute Christmas wall hanging. Let me know what you guys think. For this next craft, you're going to need this Dollar Tree jar and this free printable that's down below in my description box. Just click the link and it will take you right to it. And I'm giving this jar one coat of the white chalk paint from Folk Art. Now for this next part, I'm actually leaving this video clip in to show how it's tiling. See it right there? The file actually corrupted while I was editing, but all I did in this clip was super easy. I just painted every other one of those little beveled edges there with the red stripe to do a candy cane striped look. And then I just cut out the gingerbread house and Mod Podged it on. So most of you know how to do that. So sorry about that, but it was just too difficult to look at there and it wasn't much help. Now I did print the gingerbread house out on tissue paper, gift tissue paper, just like you wrap presents with. It's super thin. It's one of my favorite way to do transfers right now. It's thinner than vinyl. It just kind of disappears into your craft. You just tape it on cardstock, put it face down, put it through your printer. It's that simple. Now I did leave the front of this jar white because the tissue paper is so transparent. You would have seen the red stripes through it. So I'm now painting the red stripes around the front of that gingerbread house. I even went ahead and painted the top little edge there. I don't know if you can tell, there's like a little ribbed edge at the top. I went ahead and painted that red as well. And that's what we have so far. Now the next morning I go ahead and take some of the white chalk paint. I'm just touching up any little areas where I went over with the red. And I'm going to decorate the top of this lid. That is what makes this craft so cute in my opinion. I use holly, I use pine, all kinds of different kinds of pine, berries, a bell, and it comes up so cute. I even put some little ribbon in there, you know, a little bow. You'll see me tying it right here. But I thought it would look so, it just kind of takes the Dollar Tree jar from being kind of cheap looking or just simple looking and really takes it up a notch. And lastly, I take the burnt umber and I'm just tapping it on the bell to distress it a little bit and make it look nice and vintage. And that's it. I absolutely love the way this craft came out. For this craft, you're going to need a little window box from the Dollar Tree, a candlestick holder, like a pillar holder of your choice, and some craft sticks, and a little electric candle of your choice as well, or any centerpiece that you want to use. I chose a candle. And I just start off by cutting my craft sticks down so that they fit inside this window box, and then I'm going to go ahead and paint the whole thing white. Next, using these Dollar Tree little pearls that come in a package, I'm going to cut them out in strips this time, a little bit thicker. The last time I showed these in my video, I cut them out just single strand. This time we're going for the bigger strands because I want the texture on the side of this window box. Taking some hot glue, I'm going to go ahead and glue that on the top. This is a lightweight craft, so I'm just using hot glue. If you want a more permanent hold, go ahead and use a more permanent glue like an E6000, but for what I'm doing, this is just fine. And I paint the whole thing white. And lastly, well, it's not last, but next we're going to do the LED candle from the Dollar Tree, and we're just going to decorate that up a little bit and give it a little bit more festivity. I'm using the Dollar Tree burlap ribbon to glue it around the center, and I'm going to take the red gingham print ribbon from the Dollar Tree and do the exact same thing. Keeping this in theme with the first craft I made, I'm going to use another one of the Dollar Tree wooden stars. I love those. Glue that in the center, and then I'm just going to take some of the Dollar Tree florals, cut them up, and go ahead and place them around the bottom of the candle. These make such quick and easy festive centerpieces for your table. I absolutely love the way it came out. For this next DIY, I'm going to use the Dollar Tree dice. They come in a pack of 4, some of the Dollar Tree wood and some of their Spanish moss. I don't have any of the wooden skewers right now, so I just use a metal skewer, and I stake these little puppies and give them 2 coats of white chalk paint, and then I put 1 coat of chalk paint onto the wood. Now this wood is equal to a furring strip from Home Depot. You can pick one of those up. I think they're around $3 for 8 feet. That's a better deal if you have a cutting tool, and you can do that instead. I just went ahead and decided to go with the pre-cut ones. And as you can see, I hot glued them down onto the wood, kind of at angles, different angles, kind of angling in at a curvature for the look that I'm going for. That's what I wanted to do. So I showed you the top view. I didn't get that on film. I don't know where it went, but it was simple. I just glued it on and then turned it a little bit so that it was curving. And now I'm going to freehand the word Yule onto these, short for Yuletide. Most of you probably already know that, but just in case. And of course you can do any 4-letter word. Well, that sounds bad. You can do any Christmas 4-letter word that you want. You can do Noel. I've seen a lot of that. I just thought it would be fun to do something different, and for the look that I'm going for, it seemed like the word Yule for Yuletide worked perfectly. So I'm trying to get an alpine green here, a little bit darker like the forest greens that you see. And I take a regular Christmas green paint in apple barrel and burnt umber and just mix the two to get this darker green here for my first layer of paint. For this next part, I'm just going around the edges of the cubes and kind of highlighting them and giving them a little bit of a border, almost like a distressing look. I'm just going to kind of do this all around each one of the corners and on the edges and come down, make little frames, and then I'm going to do a final dry brush over that. For my second coat of paint, I'm just going to use the regular Christmas green and add a little bit more green to everywhere that I already painted, just so that it has a little bit more of a Christmassy feel to it. And also I want to kind of get more of that, I guess, like the reindeer moss from the Dollar Tree. I kind of wanted to emulate that a little bit on the blocks, but by painting it on. Next, I'm going to take a permanent marker in black and fill in the letters. Using a white chalk pen, I'm going to go ahead and add some white polka dots. I just thought that looked so cute. I actually saw a similar thing in Hobby Lobby years ago, and I thought it was so cute. So I'm kind of getting my inspiration from that, but I can't totally remember what it looked like. I just kind of have a hazy memory, but I'm getting more or less the vibe. And now I'm adding some candy cane stripes. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take some of the Spanish moss and put it between each one of the cubes just to give this a little bit more of a feel from nature or the forest, which is perfect for the Yuletide. And that's it. I think this came out so cute.